Fred Vasseur's unexpected statement hit Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc like a cold shower, and it is not hard to understand why. At a crucial moment when Ferrari needed direction, assertiveness, and a leader who could inspire confidence ahead of the Imola round, their team boss delivered the exact opposite. After a disappointing Miami Grand Prix, where both drivers struggled with a Model 25 car that underperformed and left the track with more questions than answers, everyone expected a bold move, a solid upgrade package, a fighting stance, a clear sign that the Maranello team still believed in the title fight. Instead, when Vasseur appeared in front of the cameras, he practically asked fans not to expect too much. What was supposed to be a transformative update for the Italian race has now been reduced to mere minor tweaks. No structural change to the floor, no significant aerodynamic upgrades, no redesigned side pods, nothing that could realistically signal a leap forward. For two drivers already dealing with a temperamental car, with a narrow performance window and unpredictable behavior in low-speed corners, this news was devastating. This is not just a technical setback, but a psychological blow. Because when the team leader shows hesitation, what kind of hope does that instill in Hamilton and Leclerc? How does that affect morale within the team? Before we dive into what Vasseur revealed, how the drivers are reacting behind the scenes, and what this means for the rest of the season, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay with us until the end. What is unfolding at Ferrari is not just a slow start to the European leg of the championship. It is the emergence of an internal crisis that could completely reshape the team's trajectory in 2025. Let's go back to Miami, where Ferrari's problems didn't just come to light, they were amplified. After an encouraging third place for Hamilton in the sprint race, Sunday's main event crushed any illusion of progress. Leclerc finished 7th, Hamilton followed in 8th. Two Ferraris crossed the finish line without any real chance to challenge McLaren, Red Bull, or even Mercedes. And what might have seemed like a decent top 10 result at first glance was, in reality, a sign of something much more serious brewing behind the scenes at Maranello. Both Hamilton and Leclerc voiced their discontent. Hamilton, who failed to make it into the third qualifying segment for the second time this year, was blunt in his assessment. During the race, his radio had already revealed sarcasm and impatience. And off track, he confirmed what many had feared. "We've lost performance since China," he told reporters. "It's there. We just can't access it." That sentence perfectly sums up Ferrari's current main issue. The Model 25 car looks promising on paper, but its real-world execution is hampered by a narrow setup window and erratic behavior. Leclerc shared that same frustration. After qualifying only 8th, behind both Williams cars, he admitted that this was the true pace of the Ferrari at the moment. No excuses, no sugarcoating. He said he nailed his lap, yet still lined up far from the front. His tone was reserved, but the message was clear. The issue is not Hamilton. It's not the engineers. It's the machine they're trying to tame. With the situation growing more uncomfortable, hopes turned to Imola, Ferrari's first home race of the season, a symbolic stage where the team was expected to make a bold statement. The local press fueled expectations. Key aerodynamic updates, side pod changes, floor revisions, and even suspension tweaks were rumored. Many believed these updates would bring Ferrari back into podium contention, or even reignite their title hopes. But that optimism quickly evaporated. With just one sentence, Vasseur doused the excitement. "We definitely have a small step planned for Imola." That was it. A small step. No radical transformation. No technical leap. Just a small step. He added that another update would come for Barcelona, but stressed that the focus is on finding the best compromise with the current car. But this only reinforced the driver's biggest fear, that Ferrari still doesn't know what's wrong with the Model 25, and worse, might not fix it anytime soon. Leclerc and Hamilton were reportedly caught off guard by the cautious approach. According to sources close to the team, both drivers had been told that Imola would mark the turning point, that the updates would close the gap to McLaren and Mercedes. Instead, they now face the very real risk of falling even further behind. The Miami data only made that threat more apparent. Hamilton's average pace on medium tires was nearly 1 full second slower than Oscar Piastri's McLaren. 1 second. In Formula One terms, that is not a gap. It is a canyon. Telemetry shows that both Ferraris lost significant time exiting corners and accelerating out of low-speed zone. Oversteer, tire degradation, and rear-end instability plagued their race, even in braking zones, a traditional strength of Ferrari in previous years. The Model 25 now lacks consistency and control, and the worst part is that much of this performance loss stems from the car's incredibly narrow setup window. As Vasseur acknowledged after the race, it's about getting everything to work together. But in a modern Formula One grid where Red Bull, McLaren, and Mercedes are evolving every weekend, vague optimism doesn't cut it anymore. Not when your top drivers are already reaching the edge of their patience. Leclerc kept a diplomatic tone when discussing the radio drama with Hamilton, stating that he holds no grudges, but he couldn't hide his disappointment. "It's frustrating," he said. "The car has the potential, and that's all." That's not just a comment on race setup. It's a judgment on the car's entire concept. Hamilton, on the other hand, went further. After the race, he revealed that he told Vasseur to stay calm during the team debrief. "I could have said much worse," he admitted, "but I'm a fighter. I want to win, and I won't apologize for that." His words, respectful yet pointed, made one thing clear. He didn't join Ferrari to finish 7th or 8th. Yet with Vasseur taking such a measured approach to upgrades, perhaps the team simply isn't agile enough to meet those ambitions. Former Ferrari engineer Luigi Mazzola expressed concern that Vasseur's leadership style might be too passive, more focused on exploring potential than aggressively fixing flaws. "They might be chasing something that doesn't even exist," he warned. So, where does this leave Ferrari? Trapped between high expectations and an underwhelming machine, led by a boss preaching patience while his elite drivers demand answers. Imola was supposed to be a turning point. Instead, it might become the moment that confirmed Ferrari's worst fears, that the Model 25 is not just underperforming, but fundamentally flawed, unless something changes soon, in development direction or leadership. The risk isn't just another lost season. It's the erosion of trust between engineers and drivers, between pit wall and cockpit, and perhaps most crucially, between Ferrari and the millions of fans who still believe the prancing horse belongs at the front of the grid. Let us know your opinion in the comment. Is Vasseur right to take a cautious and methodical route? Or is this approach dangerously out of sync with the urgency felt by Hamilton and the Tifosi? Because what we're witnessing now isn't just a technical stalemate, it's a philosophical crossroads. On one side, we have the calculated patience of a leader trying to build something sustainable. On the other, two top-tier drivers who know that in Formula One, opportunities wait for no one. Ferrari is in a position where the stakes are rising faster than their development curve. Every weekend without tangible progress adds another layer of pressure, not just inside the garage, but also from the press, the fans, and the championship standings. And that pressure doesn't go away. It builds up until even minor errors start to feel catastrophic. That is the danger of stagnation. The longer it takes for visible progress to arrive, the harder it becomes to convince the world, and the team itself, that they're still on the right path. So the real question isn't whether Ferrari will bring upgrades to Imola or Barcelona. The real question is whether they can still lead from the front, not just on the stopwatch, but in conviction, clarity, and culture. Because if the Model 25 doesn't take a leap forward soon, it won't just be the championship slipping away. It could be the belief that Hamilton and Leclerc once had in the project. Like the video, subscribe to the channel for more in-depth Formula One content, and stick with us, because this silent storm in Maranello could erupt in the coming weeks.